Hard Sports Network. Such a time as this. Welcome to our 11 a.m. Saturday live stream. And we got a lot to talk about. Just suddenly, like this March Madness. We'd like to thank a couple sponsors, Buddies, Vape, and Soap. Actually, they're two brothers and they're buddies, believe it or not. And they just started. They're over in Clemson. They're going to be doing some March Madness with us. As soon as we get a Clemson pick and we figure out where they're going, we're going to go out and do a live show out there. Also, like to thank Vapor Nation for their 4th year of renewal. Columbus Pizza renewed. They're also Vape Nation and Columbus Pizza are going to be part of the spring post-game show. Industrial Incorporated, two guys over here in Greer. One's a Clemson fan, one's a Carolina fan. We did a Carolina Clemson show. We're also going to be doing some stuff there after the post game for them for the spring game, and we'll be doing the Clemson Carolina game as usual once we have a particular time and date. All right, so as usual, what's kind of exciting this year, March 28th, we're having a little spring game, a little football, a little bit early, and we're going to be doing it for the 4th year back at Bixby's on College Avenue. We're going to be doing it at 5 o'clock following the spring game. Come out and join us. Come out and watch the show. If you want to get on the show, you're welcome to do that. We can approve you, and you're a sponsor. We're also all going to be going out and eating dinner, and it's a spring game, so we always do a post-game show because really, you know, there's not a lot to talk about before the game because Clemson playing Clemson. The main thing I always say is you don't want anybody to get hurt. You kind of want to see the new guys, the new transfer portables, the new recruits. You want to see how the team's playing together. You really don't care who wins. You just want to get an idea. And then after the game, it's a relaxing game. It's free. There's no charge. It's easy to get in and out. It's just a good time to kind of go and fellowship and spend some time with your friends and your family and your fans. So it's all Clemson. So you won't have any Georgia football fans or anybody or Carolina fans there pulling for somebody else. So it's all Clemson against Clemson. So such a time as this, just like that is March Madness. And, we had a run there going, a good little run there going, and it came to a screeching end last night up in Charlotte. But I won't say too much bad. It's mostly good. We made a run. We beat North Carolina for like the first time in 30 years in the ACC tournament. And we did it without Welling. Carter Welling, our best player, our tallest player, our beast, our fighter, our warrior, unfortunately tore an ACLU, and then we went and beat UNC. The close game, beat them by 1 point. Watched the game last night against Duke. I'm here to say I just think Duke's going to win it all. I don't think anybody can beat Duke. I think they are the best team in the nation. Not to give any excuse for the way we played last night. If you watch the game, it seemed like a blind dog with a note in his mouth could have made more baskets than we made. We couldn't make anything at all. Our shooting was ferocious. I think we went 0 for 10 going into halftime. So it wasn't that the defense played that bad. It's that we couldn't make any shots, and we couldn't get it in the paint. And we were shooting three-pointers, and we kept shooting these long balls, and we weren't getting anywhere. When we started off, we actually had a lead at the beginning. And then you get into the second half, and basically what you're looking at is they got ahead by 20 points. And then Clemson would make a little run back, and they'd get it down to about 13. And every time we made a run back or come back, they would answer it. So it went back and forth. We never could really get it to under 10 points there at the end. I'm not surprised. I didn't expect us to win. Of course, I wanted us to win, but it's not too shabby to lose to Duke in the semifinals of the ACC tournament. The March Madness is upon us. Duke will be playing Virginia. I take Duke winning it all. And then we're going to sit back, get our popcorn ready on Sunday, and have the selection for March Madness, such a time as this. And, of course, Clemson's already in. Clemson would have been in if they had lost the first round of the ACC, but it was good to get a 2-win ACC win. We're not the team that Duke is. We're not the team that UNC has been, but we've made improvements. And, we're not there yet as far as being a national contender, but we have consistently made improvements in the basketball arena over the past 5 or 6 years. It all kind of really started out about 4 years ago when we made a run, and then about 3 years ago when we did the Elite Eight. And then last year we had the most wins in one season. We lost to McNeese, which should have never happened. So now saying that, baseball's kicked off. Clemson started off really strong, looking really tough. Had gone basically like 10 games and lost 1. And then the mighty wreck of Georgia Tech came in, who I believe is the best baseball team in the country, and has just had our number and eaten our lunch, and they've swept us. And this hadn't even been close. I think Georgia Tech may have the best baseball team they're Omaha, at least Omaha bound. if nothing else. But in baseball, not like football, basketball, it's a longer season. Baseball tends to go through these droughts and you go through these streaks, and it kind of evens itself out, especially when you get in Major League Baseball. You lose 5 in a row and not so fast, my friends. You're playing 168 games or something for the season, and then you go on a run and have 10 games. So it's a long season. Maybe the bats will get hotter as the weather gets a little bit warmer. So anyway, the Boozer brothers are unbelievable over there in Duke. Godfrey had 18 points, so not too shabby. It's just too bad that we lost Carter Welling for an ACL. And ACL, every time I hear that, man, it's an automatic almost year out, whether it's football, basketball, whatever. Tear an ACL, it's not like you're going to be back in the game the next week. It takes a while to heal. So Clemson got as high as 8 in baseball. Georgia Tech came to town. I don't know what we're going to rank it after losing like 3 in a row, but we won't be number 8 come Tuesday. And join us every Tuesday, 7:30, as me, Jacob Donald, and Rowdy Tiger break it down like nobody else can. We are the fastest growing, most exciting sports network in the nation. Lady softball, let's don't forget. There's nothing funner than watching lady softball. We've gone to some baseball games down there at Doug Kingsmore, and where they got the softball going on behind, and you go in, you watch a little bit of softball, watch a little bit of baseball, you get 2 games in one, even though you only pay for 1 ticket. But it's just fun to watch the lady softball. I love the way they pitch. We're number 24th in the nation in softball, so we're looking pretty good there. A shout out to Sean Poppy in the women's basketball team. They have one of the best seasons. It's been a great turnaround, even though they lost an ACC tournament. He's done wonders. He's brought some momentum to the women's basketball. They're playing together, playing with enthusiasm. Heck, they beat Duke this year, and then they ended up losing to Duke in the tournament. But looking for an NCAA bid for them. So. Anyways, we're excited. We're so blessed, and we're so grateful for all of our sponsors and everybody supports us. Y'all mean everything to us. We'll do whatever we can to put you on the map, to get people excited about your business. We are the Shark Tank of the Upstate. We will market you until the day is long. We will continue to market with you, put you out there on the map, and do whatever we can to help increase your business because you help us out. So anyways, we're going to sit back, watch a little bit of basketball later on today. I kind of keep this one short because it's not football season. But we wanted to go live every Saturday, just kind of keep in touch with what's going on with Clemson sports and in sports arena altogether. So football, we'll kind of talk about that a little bit, and then we'll wrap this thing up a little bit early. The main thing I think we're looking at is, of course, the Chad Morris hire, which as long as this thing goes on, and the more I see about this, the more I like this hire. And I think the more we talk about it, the more we like the hire. Because you got to remember, he's got some experience with Clemson. Not only that, he was there when we were doing the 4th and 16, and we were going toward that upward spiral up toward the 2 national championships and the college playoffs, the board area. Deshaun Watson came on, the fast-paced offense, the Red Bull drinking, loud, screaming, hyperactive dude. That's what I like. I like the enthusiasm. I like somebody that's alive, that gets his players motivated, because you're enthusiastic, it grows on you. And then, I think the fast-paced offense, and he's talking about the run game, Gideon and Davison, he's talking about, get the ball to Gideon. And I've always said that if you can get 4 to 5 yards in the first down, that opens up the book for all kind of different places. So in other words, if Gideon Davison or our backs are picking up 4 to 5 yards on first down, then the playbook is open. But if you're getting 1 or 2 yards, or you're double screen, you're not getting anything, your back's behind the wall. So I think always, I know, gets tired faster than the offense. So when you talk about the speed up and the fast-paced Chad Morris offense, it helps the offense as long as you're clicking on all cylinders and you got that going. The defense is getting tired. They're not having time to regroup. They're not having time to get back to the line. Keep it fast-paced. Keep them off guard. Keep it going. Keep the momentum. And let's freaking go Tigers. All right, all right, all right. So Bixby's, March 28th, College Avenue. So nice to be back. So nice to have some football and have a little bit early. Baseball, basketball. I mean, this is everybody's favorite time of the year. Even if you're not a basketball fan, you got to love March Madness. And local team, Greenville, South Carolina, Furman Paladins have made the NCAA. Whether you're a Furman Paladin fan or not, it's good to have a Cinderella team, somebody out there that's saying maybe there's a chance. Because Wofford, you remember, all of Spartanburg County in South Carolina was excited 5 or 6 years ago when Wofford went to Sweet 16. They were having Wofford parties everywhere. And even though I'm a Clemson fan, I don't think Clemson didn't make it that far that year. I was pulling for Wofford. And if your team, you don't got a team in the mix or a dog in the fight, you always pull for the underdog. You always pull for Cinderella. And that's what March Madness gives us, 64 teams. And then a lot of them are just not in, just because they won the conference or whether it gives them a chance that maybe there's a chance for a Cinderella team to upset and shock the world. Not that it'll happen, but it's good to know that maybe there's a chance, and you can pull for some team like Furman out of Greenville, South Carolina, that a lot of people haven't even heard of. So Furman's in. That's good. Clemson's in. A lot of the ACC's in. Of course, Duke's in. Duke, in my opinion, is probably the best team in the nation. You got the SEC team. Georgia's going to be in. Florida's going to be in. A lot of SEC teams, a lot of ACC teams, a couple Big Ten teams. And it's just exciting once they tip that ball to March Madness. I don't care what game it is. If it's March Madness, I'm watching. But anytime during the season, I'll watch a Duke, North Carolina game, a Clemson game. All the other games I really don't pay a lot of attention to. But when it's March Madness, every game it's either win or go home, and every game's got a little bit more weight on it where it makes it a little bit more interesting. And you got to pull – if you're a team in playing, you got to pull for the underdog. But you really, to be honest with, unless you're a Duke fan or a North Carolina fan or a Kentucky fan or a Florida fan or just trying to think of all the great basketball teams, you really don't want any of them to win because they've won so many times. You want somebody new to get in there. And it all goes back to the greatest story of all college sports with the NC State Wolfpack. They had no way in hell of ever getting to the Final Four or anything. And Jim Bombano came in there and instilled in their players that they had a chance. In the first practice, he had them go out, put a ladder up and cut down the nets, and they thought he was crazy. And he said, it may not happen this year. It may not happen next year, but we will have a national championship. And they went into the ACC championship with the Michael Jordans, the Ralph Sampson, the Perkins, the greats of the 1980s. They went in there and won the ACC tournament and really got it. And that's the only way we got in March Madness. And went in there and beat Phi Slam Jamma Bama, the greatest, most talented team ever in the finals, to give you the most Cinderella, most exciting story ever. And that's what, when I think of March Madness, I think about the 1982, 83, whatever. I forget the exact year, but when the NC State won it all. And if you ever watched 30 for 30 on ESPN, it's probably the best ESPN story there is. So such a time as this, we're excited. We're picking up speed. We're picking up growth. I was just talking to Tam this morning. We were looking at YouTube. Everything's way up. I will say this, guys, please understand this. It's free. 80% of our viewers are not subscribed. So that means 80% of the people watch this channel and they won't push the subscribe button. It helps you. It helps us. It helps our sponsors. 16% to watch and subscribe. Just imagine if even 86%, if 42% or whatever half of 86 is, came in and subscribed, how much our numbers would go up. We'd be way up in the thousands. So please subscribe, watch, share, subscribe, 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 subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. And we do give away free stuff. We gave away 4 tickets to the Clemson game last year. We gave away prizes, but you got to be a subscriber. You got to be excited. You got to be on the winning team. Subscribe to I Bleed Orange. Join us every Tuesday night at 7:30. So anyways, we've got pretty much the spring game booked up for as many people we can get on there unless somebody else wants to come on board. We've pretty much sold out the LSU game already, and then we're going to get into the summer and we'll be starting to sell some more shows and stuff. So just kind of excited, getting a little bit into March Madness, and you have that little lull. But once it hits between 90, and I used to do this, I ain't got time for it anymore, but I used to wake up every day as soon as the last game of the football season to give you the number of hours, the number of minutes, the number of days until football kicks off. But I will tell you this, if you go to our website, it's got an automatic counter on this. But from my experience is this, it seems like it takes forever for football to start until it gets to 99 days. And once it gets into 2 digits in under 100 days, it just flies by. So I think we're already at 100. I want to say 6 months or somewhere around 160. I used to keep up with it. But go to the website, check it out, IBleedOrangeClub.com. Check it out. Also, we'll be mentioning a lot more as we get a website built for the Ultimate Sports Network. We're excited about that. We're going to do a live launch party for that. And we'll go live once we launch that. And we'll be able to cover a lot other sports. But we want to appreciate all you. Get your popcorn ready. Sit back. Enjoy the games today. 6 o'clock on CBS tomorrow. They're going to be picking In my opinion, I'm more of a football fan, but in my opinion, it's one of the most exciting times in basketball or sports is when March Madness is. It's just something about March Madness that's exciting until you get into, and then you're going to go into the spring and get into, the baseball. And there's kind of a lull there. Even though I love baseball, I just think March Madness is just an exciting time of the year where anybody can win it. So anyways, Clemson's going to have to get a little bit of rest, and we will, it's up to the basketball gods. We don't know who we're going to be playing or where we're going to be playing, at what time we're going to be playing, but we will know Sunday night after the committee gets together and they start selecting. But we're in the NCAA again for the third year in a row, because 4 years ago we went to NIT as the number 1 seed and lost. So I'm just saying, we could have beat Duke last night. Our defense was playing good. Duke really wasn't playing that great in the first half. The problem was, we kept them with enough points. Even at the end of the game, we ended up losing, by 13 or something, 12? We couldn't make a shot. I don't care how, and that's been the problem. In the beginning there, the season, we were shooting well, and we had one of the best defenses in the nation. Now the defense is playing well, but if you're shooting 3-pointers and you're 0 for 10, the other team's going to score in that series. You're 0 for 10, so you got to make your shots. You got to get out there and just practice making your shots. And I think a lot of this is a confidence thing. You got to get on a roll and get some confidence up. And I think we're overthinking it. And if you're not making those long balls and you're not making those 3-pointers and those shots outside the paint, by God, get that ball inside the paint. Get it into the big guy. The worst that can happen is he goes up and gets fouled and he goes to the foul line. But when you're missing consistently, you're 0 for 10 going into halftime, you shouldn't be shooting these 3-pointers. Now, if you're making them and the momentum's on and the juice is flowing and the juice is on the loose, go for it. But not get it inside, get it into the big guy, get it in the consistent shot, get fouled, get a more high percentage shot up. So I'm running my mouth enough. We've gone about 20 minutes into this. Just like to thank everybody to come on here for a little bit and say hello to everybody. Welcome our new sponsors. Two Buddies Vaping Shop, just two cool guys, young entrepreneurs, man. My heart goes out to them because I've always been an entrepreneur. I said, I'll do whatever I can to help you guys. And they're excited about opening their own business together. It amazes me, two brothers, two buddies. I don't know. Some of us got brothers and sisters. I don't know. We both run a business together, but that's interesting. And don't forget Columbo's Pizza. It's the oldest pizza place that I'm aware of in Clemson. It's Chicago-style pizza, and in my opinion, it's the best pizza on the planet. It's thick. You go in there, you better get a to-go box, because me and Jacob went in there and got a large. We had enough pizza for freaking 4 or 5 people to eat. I still took something. Well, he took some home. So go to Columbo's Pizza, Chicago deep dish, CBD Greer. They even got stuff for your pets. It's all healthy stuff, industrial incorporated. People need to make a living. They got bills to pay. They're a professional employment agent. In other words, they find you industrial specialized jobs for people that need employment, like electricians, plumbers, construction, stuff like that. They've corporate offices in Greenville near the Bond Secure Center. But from what I understand, they got about 6 or 7 different places throughout the Southeast, and they've done pretty well. And he said he started it, not so long ago, and it took off, and they didn't have a lot of money, and now they're doing okay, and they seem to be doing all right. And so we'll be back there for the Clemson Carolina game. So, all right. Anything else I can think of? I really can't. Gymnastics is doing great. One of the most interesting things that I see in sports is women's gymnastics. That amazes me more than golf, basketball, football, baseball. I see them doing them flips and them beam things and whatever the heck they do. I'm sitting there thinking I would break my neck if I tried that. I don't know how they do that. The only way I'm going to flip backwards is there's going to be some water behind me. I'm going to be on the diving board because I would be in the hospital. So it's good to be back Saturday and healthy. Wasn't so healthy last week. Been healed, thank God. And we're going to end on this note. And all God's children said, go Tigers. Until next week, until Tuesday night at 7:30. Join us, the most exciting, fastest growing sports network in the nation. Go Tigers.